Hundreds of thousands of young people are gathered in Portugal for World Youth Day, and today the focus was on 3 pilgrims because of their confession was heard by the Holy Father. The event took place in a public square in Lisbon, where around 150 plywood confessionals, some built by inmates in a nearby jail. In the evening, the Holy Father took part in the Way of the Cross, which is another traditional World Youth Day event. EWTN Vatican Correspondent Colm Flynn has more from Lisbon.
Good evening, Tracy. Well, yes, it has been such an incredible week so far. For me personally, this has been my first World Youth Day, and what a way to celebrate it than being right in the middle of this wonderful coverage and wonderful team bringing the story of World Youth Day all over the world through television. And there's so many highlights so far, just trying to think of some of them. I think back to the opening mass that took place here right at Eduardo VII Park, when before this, remember, in the build-up, because of the economic crisis in many parts of the world, because of post-pandemic concerns, because of the abuse scandals that have rocked the church here in Portugal just this year, a lot of skeptics were saying they didn't think many young people were going to turn up to this World Youth Day. And then on the opening mass, to see 300,000 young people flood the park with their flags, a sea of nationalities from all over the world, that kind of wow, it took your breath away. And then the next morning to see the Holy Father arrive, he touched down at the airport, which is just right next door here. In fact, when we were talking on air, we could see the plane coming down behind us during our live coverage with fighter jets beside it from the Portuguese Air Force. So that was really, really special as well. To see him meet with the President, the Prime Minister, the official visit's very important, of course, but seeing Pope Francis do what he does best, which was going to meet his fellow priests and bishops, giving them such words of encouragement, and then going to meet young people. He visited the Catholic University of Portugal, where he heard the testimony of 4 powerful young students. The last one was from Iran, who lived for a while in Ukraine and then had to flee here to Portugal. And she spoke about all the trials and tribulations her family have had to go through, and she said, yet I don't see myself as a victim. I'm a survivor, I have strength, and my faith is even more strong. And the Pope just listening intently to what they had to say. And she, ironically, this 4th young lady who was speaking to the Pope as part of the university, she spoke last, and she spoke for the shortest amount of time. But I think she summed it up beautifully when she said, Pope Francis, I can't put into words what it means for me to be speaking with you here today. I thought it was just very real, very beautiful. And then today, Tracy, Pope Francis went to meet those who work with the most vulnerable, the most needy, and the most fragile in society. He went to visit and encourage charity workers. And again, he told them, never become discouraged in the work that you do, even though sometimes we know the problem can seem endless. You know, you help some people, there are more who need help. You help them, there are more who need help. And it was kind of funny because Pope Francis today, he went off script. He started reading his prepared speech to the charity workers, but he said the lighting in the place was a bit too dim and he couldn't see the speech. So he took the speech, he put it to the side, and he started to speak from his heart. And so that's when he encouraged them. And to finish that, he said, you know what? When you're feeling discouraged, put your faith in the Lord, have a drink of water, and keep on going, he said. Don't forget, Tracy, it's all being carried live on EWTN, not just in English, but in Spanish, in Polish, and in German as well. You go to EWTN.com/WYD for more details. And until then, we'll have more for you on Monday. But so far, it has been an incredible week here at World Youth Day. Back to you, Tracy.